guys, welcome back to my channel. Tina Takes on Scratch Cooking, and today we're taking on chicken noodle soup, one of my favorites. I've been making it forever and I use a different ingredient than most people do, so I'm going to share my secret with you today. So the first thing we have to do is get this bird washed and get the giblets thrown away. So here we go. We're going to cut this open, we're going to get it washed up and get rid of these giblets. Very important when you're working with the chicken, you want to make sure everything gets sterilized afterwards because of the risk of salmonella. Here's some of our giblets. I got a bag here. I just like to throw them away. You can take those, you can freeze them and make gravy with them later. See this fat? We want to take that off of there. As much of this fat as we can remove now, we won't have to remove when it gets hot and we have to spoon it out. So I hope you can see this, but I'm literally just cutting some of the skin and the fat out. Can you see under here, the whiter portions? That's fat. We just want to try to get as much of that out of there as possible. Okay, so we're just going to wash down this bird in and out. And then I'm dropping it directly into a big old soup stock pot. The next thing that is so important is the temperature of the water that we're going to fill this up with. You don't want it hot and you don't want it cold. You want it just warm, lukewarm. And the reason for that is because you want the collagen to congeal in the bones of the bird. When everybody says, you know, chicken soup is good for the soul, well, it's actually the collagen that's great for the soul, and it's good for your body as well. So that's really important that this is just lukewarm. It does take a little bit longer for it to come up to temperature on the stove, but it's worth getting the health benefits of the collagen. Okay, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get this on the stove. We're gonna turn it up to, medium high. We wanna get it going. And here's how we're gonna start. We're gonna throw a couple bay leaves in. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. A couple, 2, 3 bay leaves in there. I wanna go as much as a tablespoon, but it's up to your liking. This is a big pot of soup and a big pot of water. We gotta make it taste like something, right? So I do tend to go kind of heavy on the pepper. And my 2 secret ingredients are my Better Than Bouillon, low sodium. And we're gonna put a big old heaping hunkin' tablespoon of that in, okay? That's gonna really be your salt source. I tend to not even put the salt in until later, but I've been making this soup for so many years that I know I have kind of a salt shaker that has kind of large holes. That's it. That's all I put in. And then my secret ingredient, I use Italian seasoning, and it makes the soup taste incredible. Probably never had it this way before. I've certainly never had it this way before in a restaurant, but I don't know what started me doing this 25, 30 years ago, but I have been using Italian seasoning for as long as I can remember. And of course, this has your rosemary in it and thyme as well. So we're gonna put 2 nice big handfuls of that in tablespoons. And to this, I'm adding 5 to 6 cloves of garlic. Finely mince that, because you will be actually eating that. And then 2 large onions, just roughly chopped. We're gonna cover it, get it up to a simmer, and we're gonna need to cook this for about 2.5 hours. I think it was a 5.5 pound bird, and I will show you what to do once it gets going here, okay? This is such a simple recipe, and it is so worth making. I think the bird cost me $5, so it really is very affordable, and it feeds a great, big, large amount of people, and it is absolutely delicious. I can promise you that. Okay, you guys, this just came up to a full boil, so I'm going to turn that down just a little bit because that's way too high of a boil for us. You also want this bird to be breast side up, okay? I'm sorry, breast side down. So the back of the bird is on top and the breasts are in the water. Okay, here we go. It's dropping in temperature a little bit now. This is good. A little bit higher. Just a nice simmer is what we're looking for. And the bird will be done when its wings and legs start falling off, and I'll show that to you after about 2 hours. Okay guys, we're about an hour and a half in, and I just wanted to show you the soup, what it looks like at this point. It's getting nice and tender. I'm going to flip it over. You can see it's pretty tender. The skin's starting to come off of it. But what I wanted to show you here is the oil. See all the oil in here? We're going to need to remove that. Okay, we don't want to eat that. So I just take a little ladle and we just put it in a jar. And I'm going to do this now, but because it has a little ways to cook still, I'm probably gonna end up needing to do this again as well. Okay, you guys, we got about 30 more minutes left for the simmer off of our chicken. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chop up our root vegetables. I got some carrots here and some celery. And I just wanna show you, it's fork tender. It's starting to fall apart here. You can just pull it apart, and that's when you wanna take it out. If you leave it in there any longer, the wings and the legs are gonna start falling off, and then you're gonna gotta fish for them down there. Before I even take the bird, I'm gonna get the grease because it kind of holds it all in one place here for me. See that? The bird's holding the grease in one spot for me, so I can easily get it. Okay. And don't worry about that you're taking out the spices because the water is already infused. Okay, you guys, at this point, our soup is done. I just wanted to show you actually how much oil came out of this 5.5 pound bird. This is a 16-ounce jar, and we're almost full. Just so you know, every bird is different, so you just don't know. So at this point, we're dropping in our chicken. We'll put that in there, and we're gonna taste test it. And I did just taste it, and I think that it could use a little bit more salt and pepper, just a little tiny bit of salt and a little more pepper. And then our very last ingredient is our parsley, and that's about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup. Just to let you know, parsley freezes very, very well. That came out of my freezer. You can see how beautiful green it is. Now, I usually use the no yolks, but a couple weeks ago I made my own, so we're gonna try our homemade noodles for this. See how they turn out. I think they're gonna be fantastic. Those are only gonna take about 2 minutes. This is done. You don't even need to bring it back to a simmer. You can if you want to, but it's done. This is what I'm talking about. Homemade chicken noodle soup. It's beautiful. Okay guys, one last thing I wanted to share with you, that you don't want to put the noodles in the soup. They'll just get waterlogged and bloated. So just keep your noodles in a little Ziploc or some sort of airtight container. That's all. The soup was incredible, absolutely incredible. The noodles really were fantastic. I'm going to show you how to make those next week. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. Learn how to make chicken noodle soup. Here it is. And it is divine. I hope you come back and see me next week when I have another video out. I have a few in the making that I just need to edit. I did ravioli and a lasagna and the white chicken chili as well. So I got a lot coming up, and I hope to see y'all soon. Have a great day.